Welcome back to International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the record saying the dollars. And hey, check it out. Gang banging and sex trafficking. Seems y'all just will not learn. These are the allegations put against a Spokane, Washington man. Here we go. Gang member, Spokane business owner arrested on child rape, sex trafficking charges. Seems y'all will not learn. A gang member and downtown Spokane shoe store owner was arrested Wednesday at his business on suspicion of sex trafficking, rape, and several other charges. Taurean Jones, 38, is accused of raping a 14-year-old girl several times and providing money, drugs, alcohol, and clothing to the teen for sexual acts on him and his friends, according to court documents.
What?
And here go, let's check out this news story on it. See what they got to say real quick.
Well, a man is now in jail for sex trafficking a teenager in the Spokane area. Police say 38-year-old Taurean Jones paid the victim for sex and used drugs, alcohol, and threats with a gun to force the victim into sex acts.
Whoa. We're going to take this from the top, but they said he paid the victim for sex and also used a gun and drugs to force her into sex acts with his friends. Allegedly. I'm starting to think some of y'all going crazy out here. Some of these stories are unbelievable. Anyway, let's get back to this. Take it back a little. We're going to take it back from the top. Let's go.
Well, a man is now in jail for sex trafficking a teenager in the Spokane area. Police say 38-year-old Taurean Jones paid the victim for sex and used drugs, alcohol, and threats with a gun to force the victim into sex acts. A second victim was also found. When Jones was arrested, officers found a loaded stolen gun and cocaine in his car.
When he was arrested, they say he was found with the loaded stolen gun and cocaine in his car. The victim said he used a gun on her and gave her cocaine. Take it back a little bit. Here we go.
Was also found. When Jones was arrested, officers found a loaded stolen gun and cocaine in his car. Jones now faces multiple felony charges, including rape of a child and promoting commercial sexual abuse of a minor.
There's some serious charges. Very, very serious charges. Quit throwing your lives away out here. Take heed. Learn from the mistakes of others. Mistakes from people like this guy right here, Taurean Jones. Don't throw your life away. You don't want to be sitting in court with this look on your face. Do not throw your life away. Take heed. We're giving you the stories right here at International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard. At the Gold Star Standard. All you got to do is lock in. Follow along and pay attention. This shit is crazy. Okay, here we go. Police found cocaine in Taurean Jones's car after the 38-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of child rape and sex trafficking charges Wednesday. These are the pictures that of the alleged cocaine that was found in his car, along with a stolen handgun. Looked like a nice amount of cocaine, half a freezer bag full. Y'all better take heed. Don't throw your life away. Here we go. Many of the encounters occurred at a store, Checkpoint Northwest, West 2 North Post Street, according to documents. The girls described one occasion to police when Jones held a gun to her head before Jones's friends took turns raping her in the upstairs room of the store. Court documents say. This is crazy. If this is true, this is crazy. The girl reported the alleged crimes, which happened over several months, to a Kootenai County Sheriff's Office deputy in December. She said she met a man named Mac, later identified as Jones, at his store in June 2024. She described several of his tattoos, including one that said Crip and a wheelchair tattoo on his neck. She said he had a tattoo of a wheelchair on his neck, identifying with the gang Crips. Jones is affiliated with the Murder One Crips street gang, according to Spokane policing documents. Jones goes by the moniker T-Mac, and the wheelchair tattoo is used as a symbol by Crip gang members, police wrote. She said she returned to see Jones multiple times over a few weeks, and eventually the girl and Jones agreed he would manage the girl's sexual activity so she can make money, according to documents. So he allegedly told a 14-year-old that he would manage her sexual activity so she can make money. Hey, you make your bed, then that's the bed that you have to lie down in. You got to lay in that bed. You put yourself in these situations like this, then you must deal with the consequences. Once again, this sounds like pedophile behavior. A lot of y'all got it all wrong. Here we go. She said Jones threatened to kill her on 2 occasions, frequently carried a gun, and that she was sexually exploited. The FBI interviewed the girl in February. She said during her first meetings with Jones at his store, Jones gave her and her friend marijuana, and they exchanged Snapchat messaging accounts.
What?
So she came into a store, according to her, for the first time, and he gave the young girl some marijuana and got her Snapchat information. No adult needs to be pursuing the Snapchat information of a minor. I'm going to just leave that right there. Let's continue. She said Jones drove the girl and her friend, a then 14-year-old boy, to the boy's relative's house in Spokane. Jones picked up the 2 teens about 1 a.m. the next day and drove them to a gas station where Jones brought alcohol and vapes for the teens. He then drove them to a park where they drank alcohol. There, Jones exposed his penis to the boy.
Stop.
The boy told police. This is getting crazier and crazier. Let me see. So they say this guy Jones picked up the girl and her 14-year-old friend, which is a boy, exposed himself to the boy, drove them to the gas station. brought them alcohol and vapes, and drove them to the park where he exposed himself. Yeah, it really seemed like a lot of y'all losing y'all minds out here. This is crazy. If this is true, man, pack this guy up if this is the truth. Okay, here we go. The girl reported Jones drove them back to the boy's relative's house where he got out of the car, but Jones drove away with the girl. The girl told Jones to let her out, but he refused, she said. He then forced her to give him oral sex after she refused multiple times. Jones then allegedly pulled the girl out of the car and raped her. Yeah, this is horrible. She said she told him to stop several times and tried to get away, but he held her in place. Jones then gave her cocaine and marijuana, she said. A few weeks later, Jones contacted the girl on Snapchat and apologized. And this is what we was talking about in the in an earlier video. I'm not sure if it was the last video or the one we did before that one right here on International Star Media. But we talked about that footprint, that electronic footprint. And if it's true that he contacted this girl on Snapchat and apologized for raping her, they'll find out. They will find out. Message: leave those children alone. Leave the kids alone. Minors cannot consent. Don't know how many times we got to say that. Minors cannot consent. A lot of y'all P stand for pedophile. That's evident. There's so many of these stories exactly like this. A lot of these guys is pedophiles. Let's continue. He offered her free drugs, and the girl informed Jones she was only 14. Game over. She came to the store at Jones' request in July 2024. He apologized, gave her money, and told her he was going to spoil her. He also told her he had friends who were interested in her. This is what she told the police and FBI. Think it's a game if you want to. She reportedly went to the store the next day, and Jones led her to an upstairs room where Jones's friend raped her. Afterward, Jones gave her money, marijuana, and cocaine. The girl said the same scenario occurred multiple times. So she told the FBI that she would go to the store, and it was an upstairs area where the sexual encounters took place, the rapes took place. Because that's exactly what it is. If you deal with a minor having sexual encounters, it's rape. A minor cannot consent. Get that through your heads out there. A minor cannot consent. Don't do it. Here we go. In August, she said she tried to leave the upstairs room after Jones told her two of his friends were going to have sex with her. Jones pulled out a pistol and put the gun to her head. So she complied, and the men raped her, she said in court documents. Traumatizing. A lot of y'all guys get exactly what you deserve. this is true and this is what's going on, y'all get what y'all deserve. You gotta wake up out there, man. This is crazy. Here we go. The girl described another time after that when Jones allegedly raped her in his store. So this happened several times. And whether he say it was consensual or not, once again, minors cannot consent. I don't care if she was like, come on, let's go, let's do this. A minor cannot consent. According to the letter of the law, that is a crime, a very serious crime. My best advice to you out there listening is don't do it. Don't even put yourself in a situation like this. There is no need for a grown man to be exchanging Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, Facebook, or any social media account information with a minor. Let's continue. When arrested Wednesday, Jones denied the sexual encounters and also denied communicating or having a relationship with an underage teen, with any underage teen. When police showed the Snapchat messages between him and the girl, he said he didn't recall them. But if the person using that account was 14, he didn't know about it. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. As an adult person, you should have the discernment to know if this is an adult or a child that you are communicating with. No excuse. Leave those kids alone. Here we go. Jones made his first appearance on those charges Thursday in Spokane County Superior Court, where his bond was set at $1 million. An extra $50,000 was added as he awaits trial on assault, unlawful imprisonment, and harassment charges for an alleged domestic violence incident in which he's accused of assaulting a woman. So they gave him $1 million bond for the case involving the minor and or minors, because they said there was a minor boy involved in all this also that he exposed himself to. But also $50,000 bond for an unrelated case involving an assault, unlawful imprisonment, and harassment. This is another case involving a woman in an alleged domestic violence. Boy, this sounds like this an uphill battle right now for this guy. It's not worth it. Take heed, learn from the mistakes of others. You see what he did and what he's facing. You don't want to face that. You don't want to go through something like that. Don't do it. Leave those kids alone. Let's continue. Jones has previous convictions for a drive-by shooting outside a North Spokane nightclub, a riot charge stemming from a gang-related shooting, and a second-degree assault charge from shooting at a motorist, according to Spokane Review. They say he had let that pistol fly. And a lot of you guys are unaccustomed or not not put up on what's going on in these federal cases, these federal courts with these federal crimes, where they use past crimes against you to determine how much time you will get according to a federal point system. Right here, if he's found guilty, and the feds will pick this up. The feds are the ones that question the girl. They said he had previous convictions for a drive-by shooting at a nightclub, a riot charge stemming from a gang-related shooting, and a second-degree assault charge from shooting at a motorist. So if found guilty for this federally, they're going to shoot that time through the roof. You get found guilty of sex trafficking a minor federally, that's a life sentence and or up to a life sentence. You think it's a game if you want to. Think it's a game if you want to. Leave those kids alone. I always say, find something legal to do. He found something legal to do. He should have stuck to it. At some point in your life, you got to grow up. Walk away from the gang banging. This man, 30-something years old. Walk away from the gang banging, the drive-by shootings. With a shoe store. I would suggest that he focused on his shoe sales instead of trying to be a street guy, instead of trying to be a shooter and a gangbanger, instead of trying to be a sex trafficker. He probably thought he was doing something player. Nothing player about that. Dealing with minors, nothing player about that. That P is not for player. That P is for pedophile. Once again, if you deal with an underage minor, sex trafficking, force, fraud, coercion, violence, and or the threats of violence are not even needed. If found guilty, to give you life in prison. You deal with a minor, sex trafficking, they can give you life in prison. Take heed. Learn from the mistakes of others. Let's check out this other news story before we get up out of here. Here we go.
A local man faced a judge this afternoon for sex trafficking and rape charges. Spokane police say 38-year-old Taurean Jones used money, drugs, and physical force to coerce a young teenage victim to perform sex acts with himself and others. Multiple agencies, including the FBI, assisted in the months-long investigation. Police say the victim is now safe and working with counselors.
Y'all hear that? Multiple agencies, including the FBI, did a months-long investigation. Pay attention. There was an investigation going on for months. He damn near don't got a chance. And if it's true, hey, this is the outcome you get when you deal with a minor. We're going to take this from the top. Y'all pay attention to the story. Take heed to this story and stories just like this one, and don't do it. Leave those children alone. Everything is not for everybody. I suggest that you find something legal to do. Don't throw your life away. These people will give you life in prison. Okay, let's go.
This afternoon for sex trafficking and rape charges. Spokane police say 38-year-old Taurean Jones used money, drugs, and physical force to coerce a young teenage victim.
They said he used money, drugs, and physical force to coerce a victim, a minor victim. Don't throw your life away out there. Don't do it. Do not throw your life away.
Taurean Jones used money, drugs, and physical force to coerce a young teenage victim to perform sex acts with himself and others. Multiple agencies, including the FBI, assisted in the months-long investigation. Police say the victim is now safe and working with counselors and child advocacy groups. Jones is being held on more than $1 million bail. He'll be back in court coming up on August 12th.
Be back in court August 12th. That's just a few more days. International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard, at the Gold Star Standard. Reaction, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the record saying the dollars. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the videos. And we will see you on the next one.